everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document, and also category-wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay, so now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 19th of November 2021. Starting with very first question, Retail Direct Scheme and Integrated Ombudsman Scheme have been launched by which organization? So these two schemes have been launched by Reserve Bank of India and have been dedicated to the nation by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So under the Retail Direct Scheme, retail investors can buy and sell the government securities totally online. While this second scheme helps in improving the grievance redressal mechanism on the customer complaints. Okay. Now apart from it, few days back we have seen that RBI has also announced its first Harbinger 2021 Innovation for Transformation with the theme of Smarter Digital Payments. And this hackathon invites the participants to develop the solutions to make digital payments accessible to the underserved, and it also enhances the ease of payments, user experience and security of digital payments. Okay. Now apart from it, as per the SBI's economic research report, states with higher Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana account balances have seen a noticeable decline in the crime rates. Also, the department observed that there is both statistically and economically significant drop in the consumption of intoxicants such as alcohol and tobacco products in such states. Okay. Now talking about the former chairperson of SBI, Mr. Rajneesh Kumar, you have to tell me at least 3 things that were in news regarding Rajneesh Kumar. Please write your answers in the comments. Question number 2. Which country is set to host the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP27 in 2022? So the COP27 would be hosted by Egypt in the year 2022 and COP28 would be hosted by UAE in the year 2023. And what is COP? It is the decision-making body of the UNFCCC, that is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. And the convention has total 197 parties and it is striving to achieve the goals set out in the 2015 Paris Agreement on Climate Change. Now apart from it, recently New Delhi has hosted the Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan and it was attended by total 7 countries. Already I have told you many a times that which are these 7 countries: Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan Republic, Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. And it was chaired by our National Security Advisor, Mr. Ajit Doval. Also recently, Nagpur played host to the first ever National Inter-Religious Conference that was organized by Lokmat Media Group. And the theme for this year was Global Challenges to Communal Harmony and Role of India. Fine. Also, the host of International Film Festival of India is Goa. Also, a glacier in Antarctica has been formally named as Glasgow Glacier in the honor of the city that was hosting the United Nations Climate Summit to mark the COP26. Okay. Question number 3. Airports in India are declared as major airports as per the regulations of which act? First of all, why it is in news? Because recently the government of India has declared Shirdi Airport in Maharashtra as a major airport. Under which act? Under Airports Economic Regulatory Authority Act of 2008. So under section 13 of this particular act, AERA, that is Airports Economic Regulatory Authority, would determine the tariff related to the aeronautical services rendered at the major airports. Okay. Now I think 2-3 days back we have also seen that central government has also declared the airport of Srinagar as a major airport under the same act, and the center can designate any airport as a major airport if it has annual passenger of at least 35 lakh people there. Fine. Now also we have seen that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to inaugurate Kushinagar International Airport in the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is aimed to boost tourism on the Buddhist circuit. And currently 2 international airports are operational in UP. First is Lal Bahadur Shastri International Airport in Varanasi, and second is Chaudhary Charan Singh International Airport in Lucknow. Okay. Question number 4. 2-day regional conference on strengthening the state institutes of public administration was held at which place? So the Government of India's Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, in association with the Government of Uttar Pradesh, has organized a 2-day regional conference on strengthening the state institutes of public administration at Lucknow. And the objective of the conference was to bring various training institutes on one platform to share their best practices and requirements in governance and administrative training. Fine. Now also remember that UP is the only state in the country to have metro facilities in total of 5 districts. As recently Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has flagged off the trial run of Kanpur Metro. Also it is currently having operational metro railway service in Ghaziabad, Noida, Greater Noida and in Lucknow. Okay. Now apart from it, the Director General of Civil Aviation, in association with the TCS, has launched eGCA portal, and this portal is aimed to provide end-to-end digital solutions for all its stakeholders like pilots, aircraft engineers, operators and flying training organizations, etc. So the bid for digitalization of DGCA's daily operation was awarded to TCS in the year 2019, and this is the first of the digital initiative going live. Okay. Question number 5. Historical resolution which is in the news recently is associated with which country? So the Communist Party of China has adopted a landmark resolution commonly called as historic resolution, which would enable the ruling party, President Xi Jinping, to secure an unprecedented 3rd term in office next year and rule China throughout his life. So now by adopting this resolution, he is placed equal to the iconic past leaders Mao Zedong and Deng Xiaoping, and now he has become the 3rd leader of China to have a historical resolution. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that the government of China has gifted its largest and most advanced warship to the Pakistan's Navy to boost its naval powers, and the war vessel is named as Tugril by Pakistan, and the warship has been made by CSSC, that is China State Shipbuilding Corporation Limited, and it is delivered to Pakistan by way of commissioning ceremony in Shanghai. Now apart from it, recently South Korea has successfully demonstrated the system of controlling urban air mobility vehicles, with which it is closer to making air taxis a reality between its major airports and cities. And the country has been working on this technology to bring down the travel time between airports and major cities. Okay. Question number 6. where is the Sela tunnel being constructed? So this tunnel is the world's longest bi-lane road tunnel being constructed by the Borders Road Organization in the state of Arunachal Pradesh near Indo-China border. And the tunnel is being constructed at a height of 13,800 feet above the mean sea level. And the tunnel would provide all-weather connectivity to the Tawang and enable better men and material movement to line of actual control. Okay. Now apart from it, the Rezangla is a mountain pass on the line of actual control and it is situated in eastern Ladakh. Why it is important? Because this is known for Battle of Rezangla as a part of 1962 war, in which 13 troops of India's army, Kumaon regiment, defeated the several waves of Chinese army at a height of over 16,000 feet. And currently it is in news because our Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is set to inaugurate the revamped war memorial at Rezangla in memory of the battle. Okay. Now apart from it, second largest monastery of Tibetan Buddhism, that is Tawang Monastery, was in news. Why? Because recently India had strongly rejected China's objection to a recent visit to Arunachal Pradesh by our Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu. And this monastery is located in Tawang district of Arunachal Pradesh. Fine. Question number 7. The rocket of which space agency has carried the 600th person to space? So American private space agency SpaceX has launched its spacecraft named as Crew Dragon Endurance, carrying the 4 astronauts into the orbit to International Space Station. And this includes the 600th person to reach in space in 60 years. And the spaceship was launched using SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Okay, and talking about SpaceX, it is headquartered in Hawthorne in California and founded in 2002 by Elon Musk. Now apart from it, Instagram has recently launched 2 campaigns named as Safe Stree and My Kanun to provide online safety to the young users. So Instagram has partnered with a youth media and insights company and a women's rights and laws platform to launch Safe Stree, and it aims to spread awareness about the safety features available on the platform. While My Kanun will inform the users about the legal right and protection available to them. Okay. Now also we have seen that Yahoo has proposed to pull out its operations from China because of China's personal information protection law that came into effect from 1st of November 2021. Okay. Now apart from all these things, at COP26, more than 20 member countries have entered into the Clyde Bank Declaration, which basically aims to develop at least 6 green shipping corridors between 2 or more major ports by the year 2025. And the declaration has been signed in the backdrop that the maritime shipping sector accounts for 2.5 to 3% of global CO2 emissions. Okay. Question number 8. Who has been appointed as the Secretary General of Rajya Sabha? So the former chairperson of Central Board of Direct Taxes, that is CBDT, and Indian Revenue Service officer Mr. PC Modi has been appointed as Rajya Sabha's Secretary General. And this is one of the rare appointments, since an Indian Revenue Officer is being appointed as the Secretary General, a position which has been traditionally occupied by Indian Administrative Service officers. Okay. Now apart from it, Vice Admiral R. Hari Kumar would be succeeding Admiral Karambir Singh as the Chief of Naval Staff, since Mr. Karambir Singh has to retire from Naval Services on 30th of November 2021. Now apart from it, Mr. Baldev Prakash has recently been appointed as MD and CEO of Jammu Kashmir Bank. And Government of India has appointed K.V. Kamath as the first chairperson of National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. Also, Tedros Adhanom, who is the present Director General of World Health Organization, recently he has been elected unopposed as the Director General of WHO for his second term. And he belongs to the country Ethiopia. Also do remember that he is the first non-doctor to hold this particular position. Okay. Question number 9. Mid-Year Trends 2021 report is released by which international organization? So UNHCR, that is United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, which is an international agency to protect displaced communities, has released this particular report. Headquarter lies in Geneva, Switzerland. So this report basically says that there are 48 million internally displaced people by the end of 2020, and that developing countries host 85% of the world refugees. Okay. Now apart from it, a revised draft text on fishery was recently floated at World Trade Organization's ministerial conference, and India has rejected this draft, stating that it is imbalanced and unfair. So India has rejected on the grounds that it affects the food security and livelihood of small fishers and that it unduly favors developed nations. Okay. Now apart from it, the Thames River of London, which was once declared to be biologically dead, is not found to have seahorses, eels, seals and sharks. So this inhabitation by aquatic life has been confirmed in a survey conducted by Zoological Society of London, which stated that 3 kinds of sharks were seen and 115 species of fish and wildlife were observed. Okay. Now coming to last question, Parker Solar Probe, which was seen in the news recently, was launched by which country? So the NASA's fastest spacecraft ever flown, the Parker Solar Probe, was launched in the year 2018 to investigate the Sun. And this spacecraft has gotten closer to the Sun than any other mission. And the craft has been designed to move at a very high speed, and also it can withstand the very high temperatures. Why it is in news? Because recently it has been found that hypervelocity dust impacts have led to plasma explosions on the Parker Solar Probe. Okay, so here correct answer is option number D. Now in the last lecture we have seen that USA has become the 101st country to join our International Solar Alliance, and this announcement was made by US at COP26. And ISA is the initiative of India that was started in the year 2015 and headquarter lies in Gurugram. Now apart from it, India has signed a deal with USA to develop air-launched unmanned aerial vehicles at 11th Defense Technology and Trade Initiative, that is DTTI meeting. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minuzat Sana signing off.